All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of interesting because before I even start the stream, I see Ogata-san saying I think it might be a good idea not to read the title of the chapter, and I'm like, but it's on the cover page. It's going to be difficult for my eyes not to pick up the words and for my brain to automatically translate those words, even if I glance at it real quick. Or if I try not to look at it, my peripheral vision is gonna... You know what? Let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way first. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here. I gotta go back to it. It's gonna be hard for me not to see the title of today's chapter of One Piece, but Kyushu92 here with yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. Ogata-san, it's really gonna be difficult for me to not look at the title because my eyes scan very quickly. So it's gonna be tricky for me to not read the title of this chapter. Last we left out on, we find out that the traitor amongst the satellites and the person who's been orchestrating everyone being killed off by the Seraphim, or the attempt on their lives, is none other than York, who apparently was promised to become a celestial dragon if she, relayed information about Vegapunk and everything else. So let's get started with chapter 1079. I don't see the words. I don't see it. Chapter 1079. All I see is Luffy. Reader requests Luffy watering a lion by mistake instead of a sunflower by Himawariya from Tokyo. Okay, I got my fingers in front of the screen. I can't see what the title is. My fingers are in front of it. Okay, my fingers, okay. I'll read the title of the chapter after I'm done. I have not seen the chapter name. I don't know what it is. I'm completely blank on what it is. Okay. Going forth, knowing that York was the traitor, we have narration. Hours earlier. And then it cuts to York, who apparently knows that they intend to erase all the satellites.
The problem is, the world government isn't just erasing the Stella. They decided to erase me too. Well, I've got a plan of my own then. First, I want you all to go around and get rid of all the obstacles for me. Now that the Frontier Dome is closed, go ahead and kill everyone, except for me, the Stella, and the people underground.
She's just casually telling them all to just kill everybody, except the Stella, myself, and the CP agents who are underground. Just kill off everybody. Everybody else except those three individuals. And all of the Seraphim Hawk, Seraphim Shark, Seraphim Snake, well, S-Hawk, S-Shark, S-Snake, and S-Bear all say, understood.
Now, when you start causing a ruckus, they're going to be looking for the culprit, wondering who gave you orders. And I don't want them to find out it's me, because I'm not strong enough to beat the others. So, S-Snake, I want you to pretend to beat me while they're watching. Okay. And then undo your power when they're not.
Okay, so the explosion that S-Snake blew up in front of him was to make it so that the rest of the group, where Lilith and Frankie and Usopp were, they get blasted off, but York was apparently still up there. And while York was up there, S-Snake undid the Meadow effect on her, the petrification, and then York went on about her merry way.
So, S-Snake, I want you to pretend to beat me while they're watching. Okay. And then undo your power when they're not. Okay. Also, I'm going to warn you about the place in the lab you're not supposed to destroy.
And then it cuts to S-Snake, who's flying through the lab, as she thinks,
all right, let the hunt begin.
As she's just flying. And then it cuts to... Sentomaru getting in contact with all the peoples going, hurry, onto the ship. Then we see all the Mark III Seraphim. Evacuate Egghead, get to safety! And then... Hold up! Wait a minute! I need a distraction. Hold up, please, pardon me. Pardon me. Someone explain, please. Someone explease. Someone explease Spain to me. Explease Spain to me. Please explain to me why one of the Blackbeard pirate ships is coming to Egghead. Huh? What is this? Why is Blackbeard showing up? Why is... Lord, I need you to steady my heart. Calm my heart and mind, Lord, please. In Jesus' name. Why is one of the Blackbeard ships showing up on the outskirts of Egghead? Huh? And then we cut to Kid. We cut to... We have... How do you just zoom out of Egghead and then show one of the Blackbeard pirate ships making its way to Egghead and then just cut to Warland and Elbaf with Kid? We are only on pages 4 through 5. And all of this... Oda. Is this a surprise birthday gift for my dad? Because today is my dad's birthday. 56, no less. But is this a surprise gift for my dad? Why are you doing this? My dad doesn't even know about One Piece at all. But still, what type of chapter am I reading? But we cut to Warland and Elbaf. I need to keep on track. My apologies. Listen up, kid pirates. Don't even think of sailing up to our Captain Red Hair Shanks. And then it cuts to numerous pirate crews who are apparently under Shanks's banner. As though he told you, I mean owed you an audience, Ribbit. He's flubbed his line. Captain of the Puddle Pirates, Frogtoes Ribbitini. Frogtoes Ribbitini. We are getting introduced to the people that sail under Shanks. The crews that sail under Shanks's banner. Remember when we had Whitey Bay and Squard and all these other different pirate crews that sailed under Whitebeard? Now we're getting the crews that sail under Shanks. Frogtoes Ribbitini. You said it, Sonny. Fugamanga. And then all of a sudden this dude's teeth falls out and they go like, "You're dangerous, Pops!" Social club band leader, Fugar the adventurer. Not adventurer, adventurer. Like dentures, adventurer. And then we have another one. That's why you bleed. Oh, what? That's why you boots. I hate you. You're so brave, princess. Princess of the Bougie Pirates. And that's how you say that word. It's pronounced bougie or bourgeois. Princess of the Bourgeois Pirates, Pururu the Brave. Pururu the Brave. There's a r in that title. Pururu the Brave. And then it cuts to with Kid going, "Are they serious? Is that really part of Red Hair's operation? This is the new world, right?" And then Killer, "Still, there are some famous names among them. Don't get sloppy. I wasn't gonna go easy on them, even if they are nobodies." Then it cuts to Shanks, who's still at shore. "Hey, move those ships out of the way." "What do you mean, Captain?" We won't let them lay a finger on you." "I know, I appreciate that, but move all the ships." Wait, why is he saying move all of the ships out of the way? Why is Shanks saying move all the ships out of the way? "I know, I appreciate it, but move all the ships." Are you leaving already, Captain? Just when we finally saw you! It was only supposed to be a pit stop. Instead, I stuck around long enough for a big shot to show up. Get off and let me walk, and move the ships. Move those ships. Remember, my affiliates are famous for being weak. Tell us how you really feel, Captain. His affiliate crew members are known for being weak pirate crews. And yet they sail under Shanks and he has absolutely no problem with that. That's actually cool when you think about it. One of the most powerful pirates in the world has affiliate pirate crews that are known throughout the world for being weak. But they proudly sail under Shanks. Remember, my affiliates are famous for being weak. Tell us how you really feel, Captain.
It's why we're still alive, because your flag protects us.
Worry less about dying from combat and more from old age, Crone Oli.
Oh, stuff that sassy mouth of yours, Captain.
And then we get Lucky Roo. Don't worry, Captain, we'll handle it. Then we get Shanks again. Come on, he's worth $3 billion. Don't underestimate how fast these young guns can grow. Then it cuts to Shanks again. Are they healed up from the fight in Wano already? He seems healthy to me. He's raring to fight. Wait, huh? Who did they bring with them from Wano? Wait, hold up. What do you mean, are they healed up from the fight in Wano already? Oh, no. He's meaning Kid. Sorry, don't correct me. I corrected myself. Are they healed up from the fight in Wano already? He seems healthy to me. He's raring to fight. Well, that's good. You got any intel on Blackbeard? Nope. Just that he's left Pirate Island. I was sure he'd show up on Wano. Here's Captain Kid's data. And then it shows, like, all the information about Kid. From the South Blue. Looks like he's been in plenty of scrapes. How many ships? As it cuts back to Kid. 9. And I see a few faces from bounty posters. I don't care who they are. I'll wipe them out in 10 seconds flat. With my Dawn Punk! And he brings up the same railgun he used to help Law defeat Big Mom. And it's just a big old massive cannon. And then it cuts to him apparently, it cuts to him preparing to fire as the Victoria Punk starts to close in on Shanks. And then it cuts to the pirate crews going, whoa, what is that? A cannon? Is it pulling the ship in? And then Shank notices, and like it zooms in on his eye because he immediately notices. And then Shanks knows something bad is about to happen. And then he jumps up and goes, no! What is it, Captain? Scatter the fleet. Dory, Broggy, assume positions. You got it. And then it cuts to what appears to be ships exploding from Kid's Punk. The damage is too extreme. And then it cuts to Beckman, who goes, I think he's seen an ugly future. So here's confirmation that Shanks has future sight. He knows the damage that Kid is about to inflict on his crew. He sees it. Shanks with future sight. If this man is already overpowered, and now here's the scary thing about Shanks: the fact that he has future sight, but also the ability to erase his entire presence from other people's future sights. So he's the only one who can freely use future sight and make himself immune from people seeing what he'll do using their own future sight. He's the only one thus far that is capable of completely erasing himself from anyone's future sight vision. They won't be able to tell what Shanks will do because he can just erase himself. That is so sick and overpowered. But for him to be all like, yeah, this is about to be bad. Everyone get out of the way. And then it cuts to him seeing all these ships being destroyed by Kid, including people being completely blown through it. It shows their silhouettes as their bodies are split apart, literally blown apart because of Kid's power. I knew it. And then it cuts to Shanks, who launches, he jumps off of his own ship and goes right to where Kid is. Point blank. Shanks is running them hands now. Huh? Red hair! Oh! Yo! Oh my God! Oh God! Oh my God! No, I can't sit down for this. I can't. I refuse. I refuse to sit down. Shanks comes in with Divine Departure. The same move that Roger used on he goes, divine departure. And all we see is Kid looking absolutely surprised and terrified as every single one of Kid's crewmates gets knocked out with Shanks' Conqueror's Hockey. And all we see is Kid's entire railgun getting sliced through in one swift stroke. Just one stroke. And there's an explosion point blank. And people thought that Kid was gonna do something. People thought that Kid was gonna do something! We just see a massive explosion on the Victoria Punk. And we see Kid getting launched backwards. Blood streaming from his face and his mouth. Your boy got bodied. Kid got bodied. Who's surprised? No one who knows Shanks. No one. And his crew's all like, Captain! And it shows all the other crews that were on his ship just getting blown back. Because not only did Kid get hit, everyone on the ship got hit too. Because Shanks is just standing there. Eyes blacked over. Let me sit down. Oh my goodness. Let me sit down. I done jacked up the way my arms are on my chair. Shanks is just standing there over Kid. Killer has been bodied. Killer has been bodied. And he's not moving at all. Shanks just one-shot the entire Kid pirate crew. What? Y'all didn't hear me. Shanks just one-shot Kid and his entire crew by himself. I told y'all the last time we went through this that if they couldn't take down Ben Beckman, they were definitely not going to take down Shanks. Shanks just rolled up. And said, divine departure, and bodied the entire Kid pirate crew. Everyone. And he's just standing there as Killer's trying to catch his breath. It got Killer too when he stepped in to protect him. The captain's not moving. He's dying. And then it cuts to his crewmates going, we surrender, Red Hair. Spare our lives. Don't kill our captain. These are our road poneglyphs. All of them. And they just offer them to Shanks. And Shanks is just standing there. And then he jumps from their ship as someone goes, this way, Captain. And he jumps. And then it cuts to Broggy and Dory and Broggy, who are doing something on the island. Huh? Hey, look at the island. And it cuts to Dory and Broggy. What? Wait, what are they doing? Yeah. Hey, tiny humans. If you want to point your guns at our home, just remember, what goes around comes around. Ga ba 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 ba. Hakoku sovereignty! Using the same move that Big Mom and Kaido did. Using the combination of their strength. They just... My brain. Hakoku sovereignty! And with one swift stroke, the shockwave from their attack parts the seas and parts the Victoria Punk. Narration. At Elbaf, in the New World, the 3 billion bounty pirate Eustace Captain Kidd and his Kid pirates destroyed. As it just shows his crew in the water, their entire ship split down the middle and sinking into the sea. And all we get is Shanks just looking back upon the destruction he just laid across the ocean. And that's the end of the chapter. Now, let me see what the title of this chapter was. Chapter 1079, The Emperor's Crew, the Red-Haired Pirates. Look to every single person that said, Shanks ain't all that. This chapter, pretty much, Lord Jesus, is it Christmas? Is it Christmas? Is it Christmas? No, it's still March. It's my dad's birthday. Oh my God. This is by far This is by far one of the greatest chapters of One Piece. This is by far the biggest L in One Piece history. The same dude who was just like, we beat Big Mom, let's move on to red-haired Shanks next. And Shanks was all like, all right, bet. One stroke brought down both Kid and Killer at the same time, knocking out a good chunk of his crew with just pure conquerors. And then Dory and Broggy decided, all right, Captain, get out of the way. Let's clean this up. And they completely destroy his ship. The Kid Pirates on March 26th of 2023, absolutely bodied, absolutely destroyed. Useless Captain useless Captain Mid. Woo! I was not expecting. See, let me talk. Hold on. Water. I was not expecting to cut back to Shanks and continuing the. I wouldn't even call this a fight, okay? It didn't even get that far. Shanks saw that Kid was about to devastate a good number of his crew, so he thought, like, let me cut the head off real quick before this Joker can even move. This man jumped from where his ship was all the way over to where Kid was, no less, which had to be like a good mile or two out. He's all like, and he uses the same move as Roger. The very first named attack that Shanks has ever used. And a lot of people are thinking like, well, we never seen Shanks fight. There's a reason for that, because there's not many who can match up to him. It's not a fight if it's one-sided. It's just a massacre. This man jumped over the Kid, sliced through his darn punk, bodied a good number of his crew, and just took down both Kid and Killer in the process. They just healed up from Wano, and it's as if they never did anything. Lord Jesus. I was not expecting to see a murder on One Piece to this degree. Now, I hope Kid was smart enough to make fakes of poneglyphs. Maybe Kohagen, maybe he made fakes just in case. I don't know, though. We'll have to find out. Kid better call Luffy. Knowing Kid's pride, he's probably not going to call on Luffy for help. But they gonna hear about it. Let me see what y'all said. Ogata-san, I think it was a great idea that you told me not to look at the title of this chapter. Cause wow. Wow. They said like, no, let's not only break the captain and his first mate, let's break the entire pirate crew in one instance. This man said move all the ships out of the way, he intended to body Kid from the start. He intended to end the Kid pirates right then. Oh, I can't stop thinking about it. That's amazing. This man says, move your ships out of the way. Because he knew what he was going to have Dorian Broggy do. Once I'm done with the captain, destroy their entire ship. Hakoku sovereignty? It just blows the ship apart. You're not repairing that. Let me say that again. They destroyed the ship. You're not repairing the Victoria. It's got split down the middle. In two. Not like split down the middle and it's still seaworthy with like the bottom half in the ocean. No. You can see the ocean between the halves of the ship. Jesus, Oda, you didn't have to murder this dude that bad. The title wasn't even a spoiler. Definitely a spoiler. Yo, you started early again. Yes, I did. I was hoping that Kid would do something. For the people who thought Kid was going to do something, y'all can... Yeah. After this, you must see JD stream. Are you ready for the madness? I don't think you are. Shanks is that guy. Everybody getting destroyed. Dorian Broggy absolutely violated them. You did. They did. Oh, overkill. Shanks is like, all right, on to the next bounty. Is that the Saber of Zebix pulling up, or is that one of Blackbeard's Titanic captains? Perhaps Kuzan. I don't know. I don't know which one of these ships from Blackbeard is sailing up to Egghead right now, because we got that. So, really, this was a Shanks chapter. We had a little bit of York explaining her plan, because she knows that the world government intended for them to pretty much eradicate not only Stella, the satellites, but her as well. So she goes, well, you know what? Let's just kill off everybody. Except for the original Stella, the people downstairs, and me. So just kill off everyone else. So that happened a little bit. We got a little bit of that. But then the rest of the chapter was pretty much just Shanks like, all right, these kids want to know what it's like to fight a Yonko. They gonna fight. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. And we all did. Everybody learned that Shanks really is that guy. Divine Departure, my dude? You really can tell that he really is. He's about as close to a son to Roger as Ace was. If not more. This man took all of the mannerisms that his captain had and incorporated into his entire being, including using the very same move that Roger did to body Odin, a person who was ridiculously strong, and just effortlessly bodied him with divine departure. Oh my goodness, that move returns. That's Shanks's move. And it's strong enough to slice through an awakened Devil Fruit user's power that was capable of going toe-to-toe with Big Mom. And this man is just normal size. What a good day. What a good day! My birthday's already passed, but I feel like this is a very belated birthday present once again. Useless Captain Mid, Shanks is him. Well then, I hope Kid isn't dead, and I hope somehow he will improve. Kid really thought he was that guy. This is by far the biggest L in One Piece history. The irony is Shanks has weak pirate crew supporting him, while on the flip side, Buggy has strong pirate crew supporting him. It really is. Both of these cabin boys have have pirate crews that are juxtaposed to one another. Shanks is strong, and his crew is strong, with other pirate crews that sail under his banner that are weak. Buggy is weak, and his crew is weak, while he has numerous strong crews under his banner. So this is one example of one who fails upwards, and one who just succeeds, period. It was a slaughter. It makes sense Shanks was a part of the original Pirate King crew. Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense, because the dude is strong. What Dory and Broggy did was worse than what Shanks did because the Kid Pirates already forfeited, and destroying a pirate ship is just straight disrespectful. It's akin to taking off a luchador's mask. Because without a ship, and who knows how long they've been sailing on the Victoria Punk. Who knows how long they've had that ship. Seen them through thick and thin for their names to get as big as they were. Destroyed in an instant. In an instant. Years of being one of the most ruthless rookie pirate crews out there. You run up on someone you think you're going to be able to take, and you think like, it doesn't matter who they are. I'm going to take them all out. And Shanks, seeing exactly what you're about to do to his own pirate crew, is all like, nah, we going to cut that off right then. Cuts not only Kid down, but Killer down, knocks out a bunch of his crew with Conquerors, and then has their entire ship destroyed. The Kid Pirates are not getting back into the fold anytime soon. The Kid Pirates are not getting back into the fold because they got folded. Just straight folded. There is no way the My Hero Academia chapter is going to be able to top this. I'm sorry. There is absolutely no way. Kid just had to make Shanks angry. Shanks delivered Kid what we call in the hood a one-hitter quitter! Whew. Kid fans in the mud is definitely Kuzan and Shiryu because the ship needs a boathouse. Needs a powerhouse. Sorry, I read that wrong. Can't seem to recall what Kid said at the end of 1076. Let me go back to it. Well, let's go back to 1076 real quick. I was not expecting to see a massacre. Oh, right here at the end when he sails up on the crew, Killer saying, the last time we never even got an audience with Red Hair himself. Instead, we got beaten to a pulp and you lost your arm. Look, Kid lost his arm when Ben Beckman took it. That was just Ben Beckman and the rest of the crew got beaten to a pulp, but they survived. Now they run up on Shanks. Shanks decides, fine, I'll do it myself. And he takes them all out. And it's like, the Kid Pirates are on hiatus. They're on break until further notice. Closed for renovations. We will let you know when we are open for business. And Killer saying, they won't stop at an arm this time. They'll take your life. And then the last thing that we see from Kid says, maybe so, but only if I lose. Well, you lost. And from what one of his crewmates said, Kid was dying. He's on death's door because of that divine departure. And he still got, and here's the thing, Killer jumped in front of Kid to take the hit, and Kid still got hit! Killer jumped in front of Shanks just so he could take the hit, and Kid still got hit. Kid Pirates are connected to IVs. Oh, man. Like, I don't know how much use an IV is going to have underwater, because all of them are sinking. They are all underwater. All of the crew got bodied. They're in the water. I don't know how much use an IV underwater is going to be to them. That's ridiculous. Hold on, let me go back to the ship itself. Yeah, it had them looking after the crew on the ship. But then Dory and Broggy completely destroy the ship, and we see the ship sinking along with everyone else underwater. That's what we see. And we see the arm of what looks like Killer off to the side. I don't see Kid in the water, but most likely he's in the water as well. Let me read this out again. At Elbaf in the New World, the 3 billion bounty pirate Eustace Captain Kidd and his Kid Pirates destroyed. This is a God tier chapter. This is a God tier chapter. This is the power of a true giant. See, Big Mom's a giant person, but she's not a giant. Because giants have their own level of strength. Seeing Broggy and Dory combine for Hakoku sovereignty. Oh my, this was a phenomenal chapter. Oh, and did anybody notice Shanks using Future Sight before Kid could shoot his railgun? Yeah, Ozzy. Yeah, I mentioned that as soon as he saw that. I mentioned that earlier. And I mentioned how it's crazy how not only does Shanks have Future Sight, but like I said, he has the ability to hide himself from others' Future Sight. So he's the only one who can use Future Sight and no one can hide their presence from him. He can hide his presence from other people, but he can't hide his presence from them. Kid's crew is an L. They gave out the poneglyph as soon as Kid was beat. Well, they valued their captain and their lives, but it didn't matter though. Like, let's remember, Shanks is still a pirate who is very capable of being ruthless. Even after being offered the poneglyphs, whether they're real or if they're fake, we still don't know. But even after being offered the poneglyphs, Shanks says, all right, let's wrap this up. Jumps over to another ship that's out of the way, out of the path of Dorian Broggy, and Dorian Broggy just finished the job. Did anyone see that in Shanks' Future Sight, Kid was able to shoot multiple beams at once? Yeah, I noticed that. Multiple ships got hit at the same time, so it seems like Kid may have been able to shoot his darn punk multiple times in quick succession. Because it shows numerous ships getting shot all at the same time, and it shows numerous people getting completely blown through, like their entire bodies are just getting blown apart by the shot itself. But before Kid could even shoot, and mind you, this dude can shoot fast, before he could even shoot, Shanks saw it, jumped at him, and cut him down completely. So here's the thing. See, that just proves the Straw Hat Crew is on a whole nother level. It was really hard dodging spoilers this week. I know. I had to mute the hashtag of One Piece, the word One Piece. I had to stay away from YouTube or look at anything One Piece related because there could have been people having videos up on as soon as Friday. I think it was out earlier last week, like near Monday or something, because people were already trying to talk about it and potentially spoil it for people. I am so grateful. I had no idea what was about to happen for this chapter, completely blind onto what was going to happen, but man, real quick, I gotta get Shanks up in here just to read out his version of Divine Departure. I gotta read that out. My goodness, he cut them down completely. All right, so we got a little bit of his physical capabilities. One right here is Shanks. Let me see here. Shanks is also extremely fast, and this is also extremely fast, as shown when he intercepted Akainu's attack before he could kill Kobe, despite having just arrived at Marineford. On Elbaf, Shanks could leap from his ship to the Victoria Punk before Kid could fire his darn punk. Do you know how fast you gotta be jumping to jump from one ship to the next before a person can shoot a railgun and then slice through them completely? So let me come over here to Griffin. Let me come over to his sword, Griffin. And if I go down here, we have, well, it's just Kamusari, literally meaning godly avoidance. The meaning of divine departure in Japanese means godly avoidance. So if I go to Roger and just basically look up what his version of divine departure is, that's essentially what Shanks is as well. I'm sorry. I'll wrap it up. Because I still got my hero to go through. But Lord, you decided to bless us today. Imagine Kid's railgun infused with Conqueror's Haki. It did say in the chapter, like, it's people were mentioning, like, is his ship being pulled in? Because he was preparing to charge up. And you see lightning coming out around his gun, but it's not akin to the Conqueror's Haki black lightning like you see on the pages. So, who knows? He could have been infusing it with Conquerors. We don't know. But he was really and seriously preparing to fire it at his crew, but Shanks just cut him down in an instant. So, let me come down here to come down here to Roger's sword. Kamusari! Holding his sword in his right hand, Roger imbues it with Conqueror's Haki and then swings his sword horizontally, creating a powerful Haki-imbued slash attack to strike his opponent. It was first seen used against Kozuki Oden, hitting him in the torso with a burst of dark lightning-like energy, and was powerful enough to overwhelm the samurai's two-sword defense, sending him backwards a great distance. Shanks' version is him slicing through Kid's gun and Kid and just bodying everybody else who was caught in the wake of the attack as well. Think it's related to his devil fruit powers, that ship pull? Yeah, it was. It wasn't the Conqueror's Haki that was doing that. It was just the magnetic pull of his, Jiki Jiki no Mi. Kid got what we pro wrestling fans would call buried, and almost after Kid's big push from Wano, no less, Shanks the Golden Shovel. All Kid had to do was wait for Shanks to arrive. But no, he wanted to be preemptive. Especially with all these people reading the early scans and using the thumbnail as a darn spoiler. I know what you mean, Ozzy. It's so frustrating when people try to read the chapters early, and then in order to get as many views as possible on social media, they put up spoiler-related thumbnails because they know people will see it, and also it'll draw people in. But for those of us who wait for the official pages to drop, not fan translations, but the official pages to drop, it's like, I gotta be careful for the next 3-4 days or an entire week. And that's why I mute every next chapter as soon as I'm done reading the next one. So that way, for people who look up these new chapters, it's like, I don't need to worry about being spoiled. But down goes Useless. Down goes Killer. Somebody call the Ambulam. Kid needs to get his observation Haki up. There's no reason for you to get blitzed this late in the story. Not unless you're someone who's not had Haki training. Like, sure, you can have observation Haki, but if you don't train with it and you rely on your devil fruit so much that you don't really focus on your Haki and you don't hone it like you should, this is a new world. You cannot be lacking. You cannot be slacking. You slacking in one area in the new world. This chapter happens. The results of this chapter happens. It's like Dooku said to Grievous, it says like, you have surprise, power, and speed on your side. For if any one of these elements is lacking, it would be best for you to retreat. Apparently, Kid did not hone in on his speed factor, so it was probably better for him to run. But seeing as how he was too proud to say no to a fight and thought he was just gonna roll up on Shanks and the island of the warrior race, the giants, and think he was gonna do something? Kid, sit down, Kid. Sit down, Kid, the adults are talking. Like, really? First Hawkins and now Kid and Killer are out too. Yeah, we don't know how long Kid and Killer are going to be out of the story, but as it shows right now, the Kid Pirates have been destroyed. Yeah, get your Haki game up. Yeah! You cannot go into the new world with weak Haki. You cannot. If any one element in your Haki is lacking, you will get backhanded.
As we clearly see today.
But this was a 100 out of 100 chapter. This was a 100 out of 100 chapter. Pride before the fall best describes Kid. Yes, pride goes before destruction. A haughty spirit before a fall. That's scripture. And that is exactly how Kid exhibited before this man fell prey to that guy. There's no excuse for people to call Shanks like he's just a hype man. This man is the hype. He's not the hype man, he is the hype. And he just showed that today. Slicing down Kid and his crew in an instant, right after they just came back from the high that is helping bring down Big Mom. And then this man just got a brand new bounty, a 3 billion berry bounty. And Shanks was all like, pocket change. Boom! And just out. That's ridiculous. And even Shanks was all like, well, we should be careful because it's shocking how quickly these kids are growing. And this man is all like, let's not overestimate them. But Shanks just overkills them, and they're wiped out. Let me go back to what Shanks says. Come on, he's worth $3 billion. Don't underestimate how fast these young guns can grow. And he immediately cuts down these fast-growing young guns. It's like, oh, don't worry. Don't. It's almost like it's almost like, what do you call it? It's when you go back and read this now, it's almost like he's condescendingly saying like, oh, don't underestimate them. You'll be surprised. Don't underestimate how fast these young guns can grow. Same Shanks. I'm gonna cut you down before you even move, without even blinking, and just bodies him completely. Shanks had to look up Kid's history like, who is this guy again? Like, that's what he did! He literally had no full knowledge of who Kid was, just knowing that he was some blowhard kid that tried to roll up on him. It's all like, what's the date on Kid? It's not like you didn't know who he was before? You just know that he was some kid trying to come after you? You still don't. You had to be reminded who this kid was from the last time he tried to roll up on you. He had to be reminded. Here's all the data on Kid. It's all like, so y'all bodied Kid beforehand and you didn't even know who he was? And he shows up a second time and you still ain't like, give me the cheat sheet. Give me the cheat sheet. Give me the cheat sheet. Who is this? Oh, he's about to kill my crew, maybe. He's about to kill my crew members. Let me squash that. Hold that, Rockstar. Divine departure! Anyway, so, yeah, that's exactly how it went. Kind of like what Kizaru does. Yeah. Lime Juice must be happy. Shanks was like, you may have gotten a push, but you still not ready yet. Yes! Such a great chapter. I'm sorry. Let me stop. I've been droning on. Kid better get to that island where Bellamy is at and make flags. Kid better get to that island where Bellamy is at and start making flags. That's ridiculous. Kid, and do you realize how demoralizing that has to be for you and your crew to get bodied so hard, so deeply, so traumatically that you don't even have a ship left? A ship is everything to a pirate crew. Not just their crew members, but the ship they're sailing on. That means everything. Who knows how long the Victoria Punk has been around for Kid and the crew? And it's gone. Destroyed. They're not near Sabaody where they can just use some coating to get the pieces of their ship back. No, their ship is sinking into the ocean in pieces. There is no way they're getting that ship back, let alone repaired quickly. For Eustace Captain Kidd, it was one of the most important days of his life. A chance to take on a second Yonko after Big Mom and make himself an even bigger name by bringing down another Yonko. But for Shanks, it was Tuesday. It was Sunday. I can't get over this. This man just showed up, showed out, and was like, if the Giants pull him out, he'll be right where he started out in Wano country. A cell. Look, they ain't got no ship. The Kid Pirates ain't got no ship. They don't have a ship. So even if they get on the island, they don't really have a main method of getting out. If they survive, if Kid and Killer survive and they get pulled onto the island, they don't really have a secure means of getting off the island. If they were, I wouldn't be surprised if Shanks and them just gave them like a couple of regular rowboats, but the Victoria Punk is gone. Destroyed by Dorian Bragi and their Hakoku sovereignty. Hold on, let me look up Hakoku sovereignty again. That's ridiculous. That's insane. That is just absolutely, and I never use this term, that is just straight demonic. What they just did to Shanks and to Kid and his entire crew. They just destroyed them to the deepest level. How long have I been going on for? And it was at that moment that Kid realized that he done messed up. Exactly. Shanks was like, Ozzy, I like the way you put this. Shanks was like, you may be strong, Kid, but you are not Luffy. He's not. He's not. Jesus. Good God. I gotta look at this chapter. Okay. Right here. Unknown. Okay, this is right after the events are happening on Egghead, and an unknown ship belonging to the Blackbeard pirates arrives off the shore. In Elbaf, several pirates loyal to Shanks tell Eustace Kid that he will have to go through all of them first if he ever wants to see Shanks. We're reading the entire synopsis. It's that big. Wants to see Shanks. Kid is unconvinced that the pirate standing before him, Frogtoes Ribbitine, it says Ribbitini in the title. Frogtoes Ribbitine, captain of the Puddle Pirates, band leader of the Social Club's pirate, Fugar the Adventurer, and Pururu the Brave. Princess of the Bourgeois Pirates are fleets of the red-haired pirates. But Killer reminds him that there are several big names in the fleet, so he should not let his guard down. Shanks tells the other pirates to clear out so they do not get hurt as he boards his ship. He jumped from the Red Force all the way over to where Kid was. He was at the shore of Elbaf. Kid was all the way out to sea, and he launched over there. Shanks tells the other pirates to clear out so they do not get hurt as he boards his ship. He asks if Kid's wounds from Wano have fully healed, but Yasopp says he looks fine if he's willing to pick a fight. Shanks accepts this and asks for any updates on Blackbeard. So right there, Shanks is still keeping tabs on what Blackbeard is doing, where he is told that he left Hachinosu, island full of lead, or Pirate Island, but they were positive he would pop up in Wano. After that, Shanks is given information on Kid, and he calls him a troublemaker. When Kid forms his railgun to launch Darn Punk at the fleet, Shanks becomes worried and quickly tells the fleet to spread out and for Dorian Broggy to watch his rear while he moves for Kid's ship. As it turns out, Shanks foresaw how devastating Kid's attack would be when he unleashes it and moves to prevent such a horrible outcome. Catching Kid off guard with his sudden arrival, the same speed he surprised Akainu with all the way back in Marineford. This man is the epitome of blitzing people. Catching Kid off guard with his sudden arrival, Shanks instantly defeats Kid with Kamusari! The Kid pirates freak out over their captain being taken down, along with Killer, who tried to cover his friend, and beg Shanks not to kill Kid, even giving up their rope poneglyph rubbings to appease him. Shanks, however, ignores them and jumps from the ship while Dorian Broggy perform the combined attack Hakoku, which completely destroys the Victoria Punk. They tell the Kid pirates that if they pointed a loaded gun at someone's hometown, they better expect to meet the same fate. They're like, all right, talk crap, get slapped. That's what happened to the Kid pirates. The Kid pirates fall into the sea, while the narrations say that in Elbaf, the Kid pirates led by Eustace Captain Kidd, who has a bounty of 3 billion, were completely destroyed. So, notes. The Kid pirates face off against the Red Hair pirates. Kid prepares to fire his Darn Punk technique at the Red Hair pirates subordinate ships. Shank uses future vision to intercept Kid before he can attack. Shanks uses Kamusari to take both Kid and Killer, to take out both Kid and Killer in one blow. To protect their captain, the other Kid pirates offer to turn over the rope poneglyph copies to Shanks, though Shanks ignores them. Dory and Brock. Wait, so he didn't take them? It doesn't say that he took them. He didn't even take the. He didn't take them. He didn't take them. It doesn't show that he took them. He didn't even take them. Call it unholy? Yeah, it was. Shanks is strong and has weak subordinate pirate crews. Meanwhile, Buggy is weak and has powerful subordinate crews. The irony. Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't appear like Shanks even took the copies. Pretty sure he did. He might have. And they probably just say that. They probably just don't mention it. To protect their captain, the other Kid pirates offer to turn over the rope poneglyph copies to Shanks, though Shanks ignores them. Dory and Broggy destroy the Victoria Punk using Hakoku, and the Kid pirates are announced to be utterly destroyed. You know it's official when the narration says these pirates have been utterly destroyed. When the narration says people have been destroyed, they've been destroyed. Okay, I'm done. Kid thinks he's a modern-day Shiki when he's really the modern-day Gecko Moria. It's crazy. It's crazy, though, that Kid was finna wipe all of them out in seconds until Shanks had to step in. It's not a matter of him wiping them out. It's just he was going to devastate a lot of their crews. A lot of his crews. But not wipe all of them out. He would just cause some really serious damage. That can be acknowledged. Not in Luffy's case? But yeah, he turned out to be not destroyed. Well, yeah, when you're the main character, you have plot armor that says, like, the Straw Hat Pirates were utterly destroyed, but here we see that happen. Like, sure, it says utterly destroyed when they were all separated by Kuma 2 years ago, many years ago in real time, but the Kid Pirates were utterly destroyed, and we saw it happen. Seeing this animated is going to be insane. You think Shanks can one-tap all the supernovas on the rooftop? I feel like Zoro and Luffy will probably be the only ones that'll make Shanks actually put forth a little bit of an effort. But given the fact that he just came in and one-shot Kid in an instant, using the same move as his captain, knocking out the rest of his crew and then having the rest of his ship destroyed, I mean, Shanks is so up there that Kaido regards him as one of the few people that can actually go toe-to-toe with him. So let that just sit there for a moment. Shanks was already known to be strong if Kaido acknowledges him amongst the people. Shanks is one-shotting all 5. Look, all I mean is that Zoro and Luffy will put up the most fight, but I feel like Shanks is still blowing through all of them. I was talking about Kaido defeating Luffy in his 5th gear. Oh, he turned out to be not destroyed. Oh, yeah. I mean, still, it's main character protection, because if Luffy got utterly destroyed and that's the end of the story without us finding out what the One Piece is, that would have sucked as a story. Since Shanks blitzed Kid, he didn't have a chance to block. If that happens to the other 3, they're done. One of the last times we saw the narration say being destroyed was during Kuma's attack. Maybe there's a slight chance that even Kid and his crew will improve in some way. Maybe. Shanks might not one-shot them, but he will give them a good beating. So why are we waiting on Kid if Shanks can one-tap them too? Like, I don't... It's such a good chapter, but I'm getting close to an hour and I haven't even gotten to My Hero Academia yet. I'm sorry for droning on. I love these conversations. We'll be able to talk about this more at the end of this month on Friday, which is also the same day that Marvel's Avengers has its final update, and me and Gajil are gonna endure one last session with that before the game is completely gone and all support and all future endeavors for the game is just completely eradicated on the spot this Friday. So yeah. But yeah, we're definitely gonna... Why we hating on Kid if Shanks can one-tap them too? It's not that. It's just that Kid ran up on Shanks thinking that he was some hot stuff and that he was just gonna have the same stroke of luck that he had with Big Mom. Not so. Michelle, come over here and look at this kid. It's Eustace Captain Kid, thinking that he's hot stuff, thinking he can just run up on Shanks here. But not true. Forget a 10 out of 10, more like a 100 out of 100. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said, Ozzy. But it's like, he didn't run on him. Like, what was... Nah, I think Shanks is one-tapping Zoro too. He didn't run on him. You know what I mean, D. You know what I mean. He still intended to fight Shanks. He still intended to fight him. He still intended to fight Shanks. He came to Elbaf and Shanks was there. But that still doesn't overlook the fact that he still intended to fight him. He wanted to fight him. When they found out that Shanks was there, it was all like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and take on Shanks. And not to mention, Big Mom didn't use Conqueror's Haki coding except on page 1. Kid literally shot before talking. Yeah, Shanks literally gave him an ultimatum. I know you're here, kid. You can either leave your poneglyphs and flee or fight. So Kid chose to fight. And look where it got him. But I've gone on for long enough. All I can say is that this was an amazing chapter, and I enjoyed every single second of it. That might be the first time where I chose not to sit down for a long time simply because of what happened. But it's like this is peak. This is peak One Piece, okay? This is peak One Piece. This is peak One Piece. So good. But that's all I got. I need to move on to My Hero Academia because this has already reached an hour and it's gone on far longer than I meant to, but it's just like so deep into the story. Like I said, we'll talk about these chapters at the end of the month during the reflection stream. But to everyone here, all I can say is, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this stream with everyone you know because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later peoples. Shanks is not one-shotting Luffy, Law, Zoro, Kid, and Killer. Come on, this is not Kid's crew. This is 5 of the worst generation. Defeat them, yes. One-shot them, no. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's up there. I mean, we got some strong people on the Supernova 5, Supernova side. But, you know. Unless we see them actually square off, it's really just up in the air. But you guys know. All right. Onwards to My Hero Academia.